Hey guys, I'm so excited about this video because it's going to be the start of a brand new series that I'm calling Meal Prep Makeovers. So we're going to take some of my favorite recipes, some of your favorite recipes, some really popular fast food type recipes, and make them healthy, give them a meal prep makeover. So what we're doing today is one of Elena's favorite soups. This is zuppa toscana, and it is an Olive Garden soup actually. So what you're going to need is some ground turkey, some kale, potatoes, garlic. You could also use garlic powder, an onion, and salt and pepper, and some chicken stock, some olive oil, and some skim milk. So we're putting a little bit of olive oil in the bottom of this soup pan. Make sure you use a big soup stock pan so that you can fit a lot of volume in there because we are going to be using quite a bit of chicken stock. I think it's 48 ounces total was the box, and we used most of it, maybe like 35 ounces. So the first thing that we're going to do is just brown our ground turkey. So we're using ground turkey. This soup does call for sausage normally, so you could use a spicy chicken sausage, a spicy turkey sausage, or a turkey sausage. We decided to use ground turkey, and then we had pre-chopped our onions and our potatoes. It's a pound of potatoes, about one full onion, half an onion, a full onion. You know, it's really to your liking, so you can add more or less of everything. If you want to make more soup, if you want to make less soup, totally up to you and your preference. And we're just browning the turkey, and when that's done, we added the potatoes and we added the onion, and then we're just going to let that cook up a little bit and simmer, and then we're going to add the chicken broth. So this is a 48 ounce box, and we used probably about 35 ounces. So you're going to let this simmer for a while, and then we add the milk. It normally calls for heavy cream. So instead of using heavy cream, we're using milk because it's a little bit healthier. So we did use a little less chicken stock to use a little more milk so that it's more of a white soup. This soup does have quite a white look to it. It's supposed to be a white soup. And then we let this simmer for about 40 minutes, I believe is what we set our timer for. So we bring it to a boil, and then you turn it down to low and cover it and let it simmer. So once you put everything in there and the chicken stock, you want to let it come to a boil before you're going to simmer it. But once you do, turn it down to low and then let it simmer. And I love this, you guys. My mom got this for me for Christmas one time, and it's kind of like a universal lid. So if you don't have a lid for all your pans, this will work. It's so good, and it also works as like a good splatter shield. And then we uncovered it, we turned it back up to high, and it's been simmering for 40 minutes now. And then we're going to add the kale and stir that in. I love that this has kale in it. You could probably use spinach if you prefer that. Spinach is really good in soups and wilts really nicely. What's good about the kale is that it stands up in the refrigerator a little better. So for meal prep, I would recommend first using kale and trying it. If you really don't like it, spinach would be okay. But the kale is going to stand up and have a little bit more of that bite, that crunch if you're reheating it. And then we're using skim milk again in replace of that heavy cream. So we used about a cup here at first, and then she's going to stir that in. And then we added probably about another half a cup of skim milk just to make it a little bit whiter and give it a little bit more of a creamy consistency. So really, you guys, this is so easy, and this soup was so delicious. I'd actually never tasted this before. We were just talking about some of our favorite recipes and decided this would be a really fun series to show you guys. And so we just bought everything we needed, and we went ahead and filmed it. We added some garlic powder to begin with, and then we're adding a little bit more garlic powder and pepper here just to make it have a little bit more flavor. And then after everything is added, the milk, the kale, you are going to just let that simmer for about 10 minutes, I believe is uncovered. You just let it simmer for 10 minutes uncovered, and then we just served it up. And I like more substance to my soup, not a ton of broth. So this is mine, and then Elena likes a little bit more broth. This would also be great if you toasted up some Ezekiel or whole grain bread and serve that with it for dipping. And I will have the recipe all detailed out for you guys below so you can see exactly what you need to make it. I love this because it's like a one pot wonder. You don't need to do a ton of dishes for it. There's not a ton of prep. It takes about an hour total time, and you have soup for a whole week. I'm doing the taste test. This is Elena's favorite soup, and I had never tried it before, so I didn't try the unhealthier version, and it tastes so good. You have to make this soup. It's such a good meal prep soup. It's so easy. It's like one pot. You saute it all in there and add everything just like we showed you, and it's perfect. It's so good. And you think it's good too, right?
Mm-hmm. Good.
Yeah, it tastes, she says it doesn't taste that much different.
Right. A little bit less spicy.
Yeah, a little less spicy, and you can use like any kind of sausage you want. Like if you wanted to use, we use regular ground turkey, but you could have used turkey sausage, and that's what we're gonna do the next time when we make it, and maybe try to find like a spicy turkey sausage and just like take it out of the casing. But you can buy them like that at the grocery store instead of using just ground turkey. But I think it tastes great with the ground turkey too, so I totally recommend it. Go make it.